One, I think contrary to what IBM would have you believe, Watson does not demonstrate in any kind of real way the power of artificial intelligence of any kind. It really doesn't do that, guys. It doesn't really have any capability of understanding anything. It doesn't demonstrate true knowledge of something or what we think of as human understanding of anything. It doesn't do a good job of showing us what computers are capable of in terms of their ability to demonstrate understanding and knowledge. What Watson does is two things. First, Watson shows us that our ability to combine lots of information, useless or otherwise, trivial or otherwise, and assemble it all into a similar place or similar locations that we can then find that information quickly. That's what Watson shows us, how we can assemble all that information into one place. In other words, Watson shows us the pinnacle of library science, right? Our ability to take lots of different pieces of knowledge and bring it all in to one place. Number two, Watson shows us, to a certain degree, how we've Googleized so many things. Remember, Google 10 years ago, guys, was kind of a hot mess, right? It wasn't really doing the things that it does now. Sure, it was the best search engine that there was because Google's brilliance was in the algorithm, right? How we can go and find the information that's available on the internet and find it fast and find the best information in the shortest amount of time. Watson is really just the pinnacle to this point of our ability to do that as a race, as the human race. To be able to say, here you go, Watson, here's the best search algorithm possible. Now go look in these places where we've assembled all this information and go find the best answer you possibly can. Just go out there. If you asked it a question, this is one of the answers I considered. I would ask, I love music. I'm a music guy. Not only performance, but I love the idea of the study of music. That's something that I really, really like to do. It excites me. I would ask Watson something like, what's the greatest rock and roll band of all time? Now, what Watson would do in that scenario is he would use the search algorithm provided to him, and he would go to the places with all this data has been assembled, and Watson would go, okay, Daniel, I've looked at all these different places, and I've looked at Rolling Stone, and I've looked at Wikipedia, and I've looked at all these different databases, and I've done a statistical analysis of who's near the top of all these lists or at the top of all these lists, and I've broken it down, and the most common answer seems to be the Beatles. The Beatles are the greatest rock and roll band of all time. There's your answer, Daniel. And I would say, cool, okay, nice job, Watson. So, is Watson wrong about that? No, Watson's absolutely 100% correct about it. The Beatles are the best rock band of all time. But what did Watson really know to tell me that? Did Watson listen to the music? Did Watson kind of have an experience where he understood what music was really all about? Absolutely not. What Watson did was he just looked and kind of found the statistical analysis of what the best answer probably was, and he answered with that. And so I'm sure when they were building Watson to win Jeopardy, one of the things that they considered was, and you guys talked about this, the ability to click that button the fastest as anybody else. In other words, if I could take Watson and he could win 80, if he just rung in randomly for about 80 to 85 or 90% of the questions, and I'm sure that's not the number, it could be even higher. If he rung in for all those questions, would he be able to find the answer or find something that was most probably the answer before Alex was even able to call on him and say, yes, Watson, what can I do for you? Watson would have found the answer in that particular point in time. So did Watson ever know the answer? No, he never knew the answer. But he was able to find that answer quickly. So that's what I think Watson really shows us, guys. And I think it's, it is limited. It's not nearly as cool as I think IBM is making it out to be. And as several of us really illustrated out there, Ken Jennings et al. Really took things very, very well because they knew it was really Watson's ability to ring in faster more than it was anything else that really won the competition, not the ability to link to all those forms of knowledge. That being said, what is my decision? What's the thing I would do? You guys presented a lot of great ideas. You got me thinking about a lot of cool options. I thought, man, I should really have it try to answer something really deep and or scientific or philosophical, something that really gets to the core of meaning and life and existence, or science. And as I thought about that, I thought, maybe not. The best thing I think I would do with Watson, the first thing I would do, I would sit it down next to me and we would watch Dumb and Dumber together. Because what better way to see what a machine is really capable of than to sit in front of one of the greatest cinematic experiences of the entire history of the universe, okay? And see if it giggles when Jim Carrey is talking about he wants to make love to a schoolboy. If that happens, if Watson giggles there, then I am absolutely 100% on board. Then Watson is okay with me. But my sense of the matter is that Watson wouldn't giggle at Dumb and Dumber. He wouldn't give a crap about Dumb and Dumber. In fact, he probably wouldn't call it a waste of time, but it would just be something that Watson would see as a pretty menial task. And that, folks, is sad. So until we have the day when Commander Data can sit down next to us, watch Dumb and Dumber, and laugh at the jokes, I ain't sold on it. All right, so that's going to wrap up our conversation about Watson. Great conversation this week, guys. Thanks so much for contributing. And thanks for not giving me too much crap about my Valentine's Day picks. Excellent work. This week, I wanted to stir up things a little bit, and I wanted to get a little more of the versus battle. It's been a while since we did a versus, right? So let's do one today. I want to focus on a versus battle that really shows what we can do here on the Weekly Wringer. Wired Magazine wrote about this month, so I figured I want to focus on it. And I think it's a great question, and I want to get your opinion on it, and I'm not going to color it in any way possible. I'm just going to ask you the question, and I'm going to get the hell out of the way. Here we go. The question is, for the 11th installment of the Weekly Wringer, Batman or Spider-Man? Talk amongst yourselves. That is the Weekly Wringer for the 11th week of the series. I am the Commodore from the Clan of the Grey Wolf, and there is no reset button.